Welcome in to this special episode of Mouthing Off with Mike. This is going to be the NXT Battleground preview predictions. And of course, I am joined by fellow Mike, fellow wrestling podcast host of Out of Pocket over on the Tobacco Road Sports Radio YouTube. I've got Michael Davis. What's going on today, my man? How are we feeling?
Dude, we are feeling excited for Battleground. Dude, this is the first NXT premium live event. I mean, I was excited for Stand and Deliver, but the first non-WrestleMania weekend NXT event that I've been looking forward to for quite some time.
I like it. Yes, sir. In the words of the great, the five-time, the Hall of Famer, twice over, Booker T, we've got a really, really stacked card here for NXT Battleground, and it's going to take place in a very small venue. That is going to be the UFC Apex Arena out in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, look, I looked at the tickets, and the tickets, man, they're steep, and there's only about a 650 or so capacity arena, so it is going to be a small, intimate show for NXT, but this card is crazy. Let's go ahead and dive into this with the first match here. We're gonna start things slow and ramp up, nice and like a roller coaster, folks. We're going to take a look here. We've got Nathan Frazer and the real-life superhero Axiom defending their NXT Tag Team Championship against the Good Brothers. Give me a too sweet. For NXT Battleground. And this has come to be over the last couple weeks. The Good Brothers this past week on NXT attacked Frazer and Axiom during a pre-NXT meet and greet. The rivalry is heating up. Who do you got in this match, Mikey? You got Frazer and Axiom, or you got the Good Brothers?
Dude, this is tough because I've met the Good Brothers. I consider you a good brother. But, dude, I love the chemistry that Frazer and Axiom have together. From their one-on-one matches to cultivating that into a tag team match. Dude, they have won me over, and we've seen this so much where some guys from the main roster come down and give these younger guys a rub. Like sometimes they'll win the titles, like Dolph Ziggler did a couple years ago when he was feuding with Braun Breaker. But dude, give me Frazer and Axiom retaining their titles.
Mikey's got Frazer and Axiom. I'm actually on the other side of this coin. I don't know, something with just everything we've been seeing with AJ Styles on SmackDown, Good Brothers kind of resurgence in NXT. I don't know. I just got this weird feeling that the Good Brothers are going to become your new NXT Tag Team Champions. So me and Mike already, we're head to head. He's got Frazer and Axiom. I'm taking the Good Brothers. Let's see if we differ throughout this whole prediction episode or if we end up coming together here at the end. Let's take a look at Oba Femi taking on Wesley, taking on Joe Coffey. Oba Femi's defending that NXT North American title. We love ourselves a good triple threat. Big fan of all three of these guys, even though I know Gallus is getting some smoke on social media. Everybody seems to be out on the Gallus boys. What do you got here, Mike? What are you feeling in this NXT North American Championship triple threat?
First of all, the Gallus hate needs to stop. Do you know how much they've done behind the scenes to get some wrestlers prepared for their matches on premium live events? And when I say wrestlers, I mean celebrities. Like
he means
Gallus,
the electrifying one. If you smell what Michael Davis is cooking.
I mean, you can call The Rock a wrestler or celebrity, but they are doing really good work. And they don't get enough credit for it. Cameron Grimes didn't get enough credit for it when he was helping Logan Paul. Dude, I'm kind of...
And Gable Stevenson.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. The new Buffalo Bill. I wrote an article about that on Fans First.
Yeah, make sure you guys catch that on Fans First, right?
Yeah, fansfirstsports.com. Gable Stevenson, I'm a big wrestling writer, football, basketball. I write about all the things over there. But
I like it.
that Gable Stevenson one was like tough to like try to sell them. Dude, what's with Obafemi and these triple threats?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't mind it, dude. Like, he's a dominant force. Like, if you gotta sell it by having him beat 2 other dudes, like, I have no problem with it. I mean, I personally am very high on all 3 of these guys. You heard me say it. I'll say it again. Especially Wesley, a guy who, we weren't sure if he was ever gonna, what his timeline was gonna be with his injury. I got to give it to Obafemi here, man. I'm taking Obafemi to retain the title. You going Oba?
I'm going Oba. And I could see like Wesley, like, I could see Wesley like beating Joe Coffey and there's like a little bit of a fluke, but nah, I'm taking Obafemi, retain this title. I think he holds it for quite some time.
Okay. I think so too. I think he could have potential to be maybe the longest reigning North American champion for the men's side. I know currently held by Wes Lee. Very interesting. Keep note of here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Battleground, but we're going to the underground at Battleground because we've got an NXT Underground match. We've got 2, count them 2, former mixed martial artists taking on one another in a WWE NXT wrestling ring, but more like a ring that is going to be stripped down. I mean, we're at the UFC Apex. They might actually put this in a legit UFC cage. There's potential for that. They might. There's a strong chance. I don't know. Time will tell, folks. But that's a bold prediction to keep an eye on. They may actually have this in a UFC-esque cage. I mean, that partnership is there. But we've got Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, one of the most dominant women in NXT history, taking on a newcomer who has taken NXT by storm, not only with her hard-hitting fists, but also her tantalizing booty shaking. We've got Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler in the underground. What do you got here, Mike?
It's really hard to shake your hips on camera while you're sitting down. But give me Lola Vice. I mean, dude, this would be such a win for her career. And everybody thinks of her as like the booty shaker. I tried again and wasn't successful a second time. So don't expect it a third time, guys.
But they used to call me Little Hips back in the day because I got little hips, bro.
You got a little hip action?
I ain't got no butt. I got little hips. It's stupid. If you're listening or watching, please pay no mind to the man behind the curtain that just said that. Listen, let's get back on track, brother. So you're taking Lola Vice, okay?
I'm taking, dude, this could propel her to get that NXT women's title match that honestly she probably could have used last year and won.
Okay. I'm not upset about her not successfully cashing in her NXT Breakout Tournament contract because, I mean, it honestly helped her in the long run because she's been able to get, over more with the crowd. And obviously, when you're going viral on Twitter every other week, for some booty shaking, and it's getting picked up by, like World Star and like actual like social media, like, engagement pages. I mean, you're doing something right. We've seen it. Jada Parker has taken the internet by storm. Sky Blue's another one who's taken the internet by storm and has hit mainstream, channels, right? I would like to see Shayna Baszler win this match. I said it on Twitter during NXT this week. I need dominant Shayna back, please. They showed that awesome video package, Mike, and I miss NXT Shayna Baszler. Look at how they massacred my girl. Look at how they massacred her.
I do too, but like I want that on Raw,
but
not NXT.
I need it on Raw too, but I'm gonna have to be honest. I think Lola Vice wins this match as well. It is going to be one of the biggest wins of her career, and she will in fact hit that shimmy and probably knock Shayna out and then probably twerk over her body like we've seen her do numerous numerous times in the past. Look, we are flying through these predictions here with good brother Michael Davis, so I want to thank him. Also, if you guys do plan to go to NXT Battleground or are thinking about it, make sure you check out the link in the description of this episode. I am a partner with SeatGeek, and you can get $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek with code MOWM. So if you're looking at going to, NXT Battleground, maybe hit up SeatGeek, MOWM at checkout, first time purchase. Back to the action here now, folks. Let's take a look at a match that everybody's got their eyes on. The first ever ladder match for the Women's North American Championship, which will see Sol Ruca take on Lash Legend, take on Fallon Henley, take on Jada Parker, take on Mishin, take on Kalani Jordynne in what is going to more than likely be a match of the year candidate, and that's a hot take. But Michael Davis, what do you want to see in this match? Who do you want to win? And do you think there could be any surprises that await the winner of this match?
Dude, I actually like the way this is set up with all the people in there. And you notice with like multi-person ladder matches, there's usually a veteran in the ring in those ladder matches to help put the match together. And I feel like that's what Mia Yim Meechin is supposed to do in this role. Like she's mainly a mainstay on, SmackDown, but for her to be in here, I think her presence is going to make this match so much better. So I just want to go ahead and crown her the unsung hero of this match, but I don't see her winning. I feel like there's only two options to win this match. One of them being Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley has this new attitude. I could see her being a heel and taking down that title. But dude, Sol Ruca, now she's fully healthy, she's shown incredible athleticism. I feel like she would be a great person that you could look back on in 10, 15 years and be like, oh, for trivia, with Four Sides of the Ring, who was the first ever women's NXT North American champion? You're like, oh, that was Sol Ruca. Like that was pretty cool.
Okay.
I feel like Sol Ruca fits the bill to be the inaugural women's North American champion. Not a big fan of the name, though. I wish they had given them a new brand rather than just take the men's title and just put women's in front of it.
That's fair. I respect that. I'm okay with it. It keeps everything uniform within the division. So your main pick, you're Sol Ruca. Okay.
Sol Ruca is the sole pick.
That is the betting odds favorite. If you were to kind of look at, sports books or whatever, if we could gamble, I would say she is at a minus 1,000 right now favorite to win that title. From what I've seen across the board, social media, fellow podcasters, when it comes to, their insights into her, Sol Ruca's a great talent. She's coming back, over the last couple months, from being injured. She had a great feud with Blair Davenport to kind of get Blair Davenport, up to the main roster, sealed nice things up there. And then past Tuesday on NXT, she actually got the pinfall win in the 6 women's tag team match, which saw all 6 of these women take part in tag team action. She pinned Lash Legend. And now I'm going to take this all the way back to a month ago when I was chatting it up with Kicking It with Leo, and we had just gotten the announcement of this ladder match made, and we had given you some too early predictions, but I said Lash Legend is going to be the first NXT Women's North American Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing on business, and I'm telling you right now that Lash Legend is going to become the first ever NXT North American Women's Champion. That white belt with that red U.S. North America continent design on the front is going to look really nice on the shoulder or waist of the Metaphor's own Lash Legend, the Bougie Bully.
You're a big Lash Legend fan, So
Big Lash Legend fan.
I'm not surprised. I've heard she's tremendous, person wise.
She is tremendous person wise.
So, hey, it would be awesome if that happened. I'm not a big fan of her character. I'm not a big fan of like Metaphor in general. That's just me. It just doesn't connect to me. I've never been a Noam Dar fan either, so I feel like any Noam Dar association is just like.
See, you guys see, this is what happens. See, he loves Chris Jericho. That's what happens. This is all because of his love of Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho needs more TV segments. Thanks, guys.
Save that for another episode of Mouthing Off with Mike. We'll do the career introspective Jericho one of these years. Listen, this ladder match is going to be something special. There are some sleepers in this match. Certainly Miss Parker, Jada Parker. Certainly Fallon Henley. Sol Ruka. She's not a sleeper. She's a favorite right now. Honestly, Mike said no chance of Michin winning this. I could see them putting it on a veteran like Michin and helping establish that division, with someone who has that experience. But she is the staple of this match. She's the glue that will hold all of these women together when it comes to the match. And I think Mike is on the money in that regard. Let's take a look. We only got 2 matches left. I saved these 2 especially for the last 2 because I personally feel that these matches are going to be special. But the first match that I want to take a look at here is going to see Whoop That Trick. Trick Williams, Trick Willy Wonka, as Lash Legend likes to call him, taking on All Ego Ethan Page. The contract has been signed. He is officially a member of NXT as of this past Tuesday. And guess what? His first match is against Trick Williams for the NXT Championship at Battleground. What are you feeling here, Mike? What do you think is going to take place here?
Dude, I know we talked about this. It was either off air or, on Drop the Mic. I can't remember. We talk a lot. That's a good thing.
We're big yappers.
We're big yappers with
I'm
wrestling
a big yapper.
podcasts. That's why they give us the mic. Not only the name, but the
what is this accent you're doing for what is going on there, bud?
I was trying to do a mic accent.
You're trying to do me? You can't do me, dude. You can't do me. You don't got it in you, bro. That North Carolina, you can't tango with that East Coast. You can't tango with that.
I'm trying.
Hey, that's all you ever can ask for.
I'm trying. Here's my issue with it is Ethan Page just attacked Trick Williams like last week, and all of a sudden he's like jumping the line, being the NXT champ. I don't like the way that he was introduced, and So
would you have rather had like 5 weeks of vignettes?
Dude, I don't know about vignettes, but like don't have him feud and have his first match be for NXT's richest prize. Like,
but why not though? If you're claiming that this guy is a top talent and he's a top free agent in pro wrestling, then why wouldn't, as someone who has All Ego in his name, why wouldn't he go after the NXT championship first and foremost?
It's the same reason why I'm upset that AEW is having Ospreay versus Swerve right now. Because it's like, if we're going to talk about AEW not having
that's
like
different.
A story.
That's a way different. Those are apples to oranges.
Well, hey, Will Ospreay is considered the best wrestler in the world.
Sure. Okay. I'm not arguing that fact with you.
But he didn't just show up and wrestle Swerve, or I guess at the time Samoa Joe for the world title. He showed up and wrestled Takeshita. All right.
Okay.
Have Ethan Page wrestle literally anybody else on the NXT roster and wait to have that match with Trick Williams. That's my beef with it.
Okay. Now, what if I told you that it was all a massive ruse and that something crazy ends up happening in that main event?
For the NXT title between Trick and Ethan?
Between Trick and Ethan. If that is the main event, let me rephrase that. Let's just say something crazy happens in that match. Because
because that's the only thing you can do. Because, like, do you have Ethan win the NXT title on his first night, or do you have him lose his first NXT match?
I would assume Noam Dar is going to interfere.
Really?
I would assume that's my prediction. I would assume Noam Dar would interfere in this match. Or a TNA talent would interfere in this match. The door's open. The portal's open.
I would love a TNA talent. Moose?
Josh Alexander?
Josh Alexander's a face, though.
Okay. The North was a thing. The North was a thing. Him and Ethan Page were a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And Ethan Page did on his promo on NXT kind of allude to, like, I know what it's like, Trick, to be in the shadow. I was in the shadow in the past. Now, that could have been a dig at AEW, which he did take about 3 different digs at AEW. He even stated, he's like, I could have for 2 years sat on my couch and collected a paycheck, but I chose not to. That's a direct dig at AEW. Because for 2 years, really, besides that one match he had with Kenny Omega in Canada on a Collision, he was in Ring of Honor, and he was in Ring of Honor voluntarily. Just to work. The guy's a workman. Like, you want to talk about a worker? He's going to thrive in the NXT environment because he said it in his promo. NXT is the brand where the talent fight for their opportunities and make their opportunities, and that is a guy who's going to make his opportunities. I personally would like to see Ethan Page win this match. I would like to see him come in, shock the NXT universe, make a massive name for himself, and become the NXT champion, but I think shenanigans are afoot. Keep an eye on Noam Dar and keep an eye on that portal that was opened by the woman who's taking on Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. And that's Jordynne Grace. But before we get there, Mike, who's your winner? Trick, Ethan Page, no contest, shenanigans, mystery masked men appear like the 2008 SmackDown versus Raw storyline?
Can we? That is such a great reference right there. Can we? That was such a great reference. That threw me back. I'm sorry.
I try my best.
That was a pretty good reference. Man, can we just have Nexus appear and just like attack, like Wade Barrett lead? Like Justin
I wouldn't be
Gabriel.
mad. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at a Nexus revival.
Michael Tarver, bring Michael Tarver back.
What a name. I haven't heard that name in forever.
He's a really cool guy, by the way. I've gotten to meet him.
One
of my first WrestleCade events. But, dude, gosh.
Who do you got here?
I don't want to see Ethan Page win the title his first night. Give me Trick. Like,
I respect.
Give me Trick.
I respect it. I'm gonna take it, dude. I love Trick. I love me some Trick. He's a cool dude. I think he's super talented. But if you're gonna capitalize on this momentum, then put the title on Ethan Page and shock the NXT universe, which is what Jordynne Grace did when she was unveiled by Ava last week to be Roxanne Perez's opponent at Battleground for that NXT Women's Championship. Mikey boy, my main man, my good brother, my tag team partner, one half of the main event mics. What do you got here? Give me some insight into this.
Dude, I love Jordynne Grace. Dude, she's incredible. She's transformed her physique over a few years, like her and Jonathan Gresham both. Dude, it was great seeing her on WWE programming for twice in a calendar year. It makes me think WWE's actually considering, like, hey, could we bring Jordynne Grace over full time whenever she's done in TNA? When it comes to a winner for this match, though, I just don't see Jordynne Grace winning it, unfortunately.
That's fair.
I don't, but like, dude, if she does, talk about, like, you're obviously going to have Roxanne Perez go to TNA on a pay-per-view and try to win it back.
Absolutely. So you're taking Roxanne.
I'm taking Roxanne, but
Playing it safe.
I will be rooting for Jordynne Grace. Oh, who are you taking?
I'm taking Jordynne Grace, dude.
No way.
I'm taking Jordynne Grace. I'm just in a silly, goofy kind of mood this week. I just why not? Why not? Why not Jordynne Grace? Why not shock the world twice with NXT?
Wow.
If they follow suit and have Ethan Page win the title, why not have Jordynne Grace win the NXT Women's Championship, become a double champ? First time in history, Jordynne Grace holds an NXT Championship and a TNA Championship simultaneously. The talk of the town would be incredible. And then you could immediately follow that up by like what you just said. Roxanne follows her to get the NXT Championship back on a TNA show. And then maybe, because what we saw on NXT was Tatum Paxley was eyeing Jordynne Grace's knockout championship a little too hard. Maybe you send Tatum Paxley over there for the knockouts match. And, obviously Jordynne retains, but there could be a very good working relationship here. I think Battleground is going to be a very interesting show overall. I have a feeling that we might see some surprises. I am pulling and hoping and every fiber in my being that somebody says his name and he appears Sunday at Battleground, and that's Joe Hendry. I hope so. I think Triple H and Shawn Michaels have seen that all across social media. He went viral on TikTok, and people who don't even watch wrestling were singing the song.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's something special, and that's a talent that you want to bleed over back and forth between these two companies because he could do some magical things. AJ Styles is another guy I think we could be seeing in TNA. He's winding down his career. TNA has the 10th anniversary. Is the 10th anniversary of Slammiversary, I think?
It's a lot like more than 10. It's
10,
like 20.
It's a big anniversary of Slammiversary. So wouldn't be shocked to see him mix it up. And I think something's cooking here. There's a reason why Jordynne Grace came out this past week with NXT TNA on her jacket. And I think we could very well see the start of a beautiful relationship between the two companies. But I'm taking Jordynne Grace. I'm in for a shocker here. I might go 0 for 5 or 0 for 6 on these picks to this week.
You probably will.
I might. I honestly might. But honestly, something tells me something crazy NXT is going down at Sunday. And make sure you don't miss it. And make sure you tune in to Drop the Mic, because this kind of leads into and continues his show from Wednesday, where he kind of hinted about predictions for NXT. And, well, here they are. Mike, thanks for coming on. Thanks for chopping it up. I don't even know what else to say to you, man. I just appreciate you always wanting to talk wrestling with me.
Dude, of course, anytime. You're a good brother, even though the Good Brothers are going to lose this week. And
they're going to win, but it's okay.
I mean, hey, you're going to go win. It's very interesting. I'm like playing it safe, and I'm like logically thinking, and you're just
I'm just taking.
Let's just shake everything.
I'm just going with my heart. What the heart wants. The heart wants what the heart wants, and the heart wants some shock in NXT this weekend for NXT Battleground. I'm sure Mikey Baby will be back on Battling Off with Mike, and I'm sure I will be on Out of Pocket for that Top Rope Tuesday spectacular, as he always likes to do. So make sure you go subscribe to the Tobacco Road Sports Radio so you can catch all of Mike's content Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You just can't get enough of Michael Davis, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for Mouthing Off with Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, go out there and enjoy this week in wrestling. Make sure you subscribe to Tobacco Road. Make sure you subscribe to me. Follow Mike on social media. Follow me. We're out of here.
Mouthing Off with Mike. Mouthing Off with Mike. Mouthing Off with Mike.